musical influences and it's made very evident in my style of music, in my delivery of music, and in the length of my tracks. My musical influences would be the music that I grew up listening to via my parents. Understand, like your Kitcheners, your Sparrow, your Roaring Lion, your Mystic Prowler, and some that people wouldn't believe. Kenny Rogers, Ace Cannon, Jim Reeves. So my inspiration when music is concerned is it spans a wide scope as far as genres are concerned, and that's why I tell people, and they have to understand the statement, I'm not a soca artist, I am an artist. You understand? Soca is a part of my heritage. Yes, I will do soca music, but at the end of the day, and this is not meant to be a disrespect to soca in any form or fashion, but I am not a soca artist, because then it's like I'm pegging myself in one category and I am not one category. To quote Shrek, I'm like an onion, I have layers to me. You understand? And that's how I like to deal with the music. I gotta think hard on that one, but I could say artist-wise, as far as artists of the now, Maximus Dan, hands down Maximus Dan, and for the simple fact that the level of vision that the brother working with is the same kind of thinking that I want to apply, and I am applying to my music, because Maximus is hands down a damn talented artist. But at times it's like, and I've said it to him, so it's not I'm about to say that we haven't discussed together. I tell him straight up that sometimes I get the impression that his lyrics tend to go to waste on the listening audience because they miss the message in the song totally. You understand? Because the music he is making is not your typical soca, and he will say the same thing too. It's not your typical soca. But as far as favorite song, as of right now, I really have no song that again, this is me, you understand? And my opinions are not the opinions of Soca HD, is the opinions of Big Dre, you understand? So come see me if I have a problem with it. But as of right now, there's very few songs out there. Matter of fact, there is no song out there I could look at and say it's my favorite song right about now. For me to find a favorite song, I'd have to go back in the times of your Shorty Eye, and I would have to say from that time, my favorite song is the one that he did with the Love Circle, Watch Out My Children. It have a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder, and he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. That is a classic for me. Or another classic, how can I forget this? Nappy Myers. Nappy Myers is what's the name of that song again? Honestly, the name of the song escapes me right now, but it was like one of his most popular songs, and that really and truly it is a song that if I listen to it right now, it would just bring a vibe right now. So that would have to be what if I have to pick favorites, those would have to be my favorites. You understand? But I could name out several favorites. You understand? I love stuff from Kitchener. I love stuff from Sparrow. I love stuff from Shadow, which big man, if you're listening, we have to do a song together. You understand? It must happen today. We have to do a song together. But yeah, love Shadow, funny. I mean, I could go on and on. Because again, this was one, I see them as the foundation of soca music, and basically without them, there wouldn't be any soca music. So my standpoint is, in order to be able to see where you're going, you need to be able to know where you're coming from.
How would you describe your music?
Well, if we were to describe my music, I like to think of my style of music as verbal imagery. And the reason why I say verbal imagery is that my style for putting together a song is I must be able to use words to paint a picture for the listener. So while I'm singing, and if they're actually listening to what I am singing, they're supposed to be able to see it unfolding in front of them. And as I would say, verbal imagery would be the best thing to describe my style. Will I come with a socially conscious song? Yes, I want to do most of my songs more in a socially conscious vein, but at the same time, I'm still going to do a jump up song. I'll still do the occasional party song, but I'm not going to get stuck in that zone. You understand? So to say that I am I am a jump up artist or strictly a socially conscious artist. No, that's not the case. What I can say is you'll get verbal imagery. If you listen to the lyrics, you'll see the story unfold in front of you. And it has to make sense from start to finish, which brings me to a very a sweet topic of mine. People in Soca land, please understand what it means to be lyrical, alright? Because a lot of people confuse the ability to rhyme with the ability to be lyrical. We can all rhyme because everybody grew up watching Sesame Street, so that's not hard to do. Anybody could rhyme. What makes somebody lyrical is when you can sit down and listen to each sentence line by line and make sense of what is being said. You understand? You can't start a trip in America. You start off in Florida trying to get to New York, but you hop over to China. That makes no sense whatsoever. There has to be a flow and an order to it. So understand the difference between being able to rhyme and being able to put together lyrics. My immediate music goals at this time. Currently I'm working on my album, which the title of the album is My Story, I Could Never Be You. You understand? And the concept behind it is, it's my story because all these songs are written by me, and they may not necessarily be situations that I have experienced, but the songs are put together from a standpoint where any and everybody could appreciate the subject matter of the songs. You understand? So my story is more of a my story, it's your story, it's his story, it's her story, but the I Could Never Be You part of it now simply relates to the fact that my story could never be your story could never be my story. You understand? So the whole I Could Never Be You thing, it comes from persons have listened to my music, and it's human nature. If you hear something for the first time that you're not familiar with, you want to try to find something that you could compare it to. You understand? So persons upon hearing my music usually tend to try to compare me to this one. You sound like this one, you sound like that one. And that's really and truly how my whole catchphrase for the I Could Never Be You came about, because as I like to say, whether you see it as a compliment or an insult, the meaning is still the same. I could never be you, you understand? At the end of the day, I'm only going to be me, and I'm always going to do me where my music is concerned. Part 2.